So today marks the 1 week mark of my diet plan. And on that diet plan, I've gone from 564 pounds to 546 pounds. I'm not very good at math, but I think that's close to 18 pounds. Now, a lot of that's been water weight for me, mostly because I'm not drinking as much. I'm not having as much sodium in my system, and so I'm sweating, plus I'm taking diuretic, which keeps the fluid out of my legs. So how much of that's actual fat loss? I'd be lucky if it's 5 pounds, but it's a start, and I'm pretty happy about it. But I wanted to talk to you about the dietary changes that I've made to make things a little bit easier. And I want to show you something cool that I have here next to my desk. One of the things that I realized that I was only eating 2, maybe 3 times a day. And I'd read many, many times that that's the worst possible thing you can do, because then you go from feast to famine, and your body will store calories based on the fact that you're only eating once or twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, because it thinks, hey, you're not eating often enough. And a lot of nutritionists will tell you, my nutritionist has told me, that you want to eat 5 meals a day, 5 small meals a day. And you want them to be about the same size for the most part, though if you need a bigger meal, you want it to be around lunchtime. Um, that came from my friend Jonathan Riddle, who's a personal trainer up here at the Northwest Arkansas University here, University of Arkansas. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's something I've been doing. So I first had to figure out what my caloric intake was going to be. I used a tool online, and there's plenty of tools, you can find one, but I searched for my basal metabolic rate. And that basically means the amount of calories you need in a day to maintain your current physical structure. And the formula, there's a lot of different formulas out there. So I tried several different calculators. One guy told me that you want to multiply your current weight times 8. Another guy said that your age has a factor. A lot of calculators take your age into factor, take your height, your weight, your body fat percentage, your muscle percentage. There's no guaranteed number, but a lot of what I read stuck me anywhere between 4,300 to 5,000 calories a day. So that meant on most days I was probably eating about 4,500 calories a day. So I used 4,300, which is the lowest number that I got, to be my bare minimum. Now, if you want to lose a pound of fat, you have to create a calorie deficit. And the way that you create a calorie deficit is by eating less calories than your body needs. So since I knew that my body needed at least 4,300 calories a day, I decided that what I would do is I'd create a calorie deficit of close to 2,000 calories, which is a little more than a lot of nutritionists will tell you is safe to do. But that was my goal, and I didn't think I would hit it every day, but I have hit it every day. But I didn't think I'd be able to hit it every day. But that set me at a goal of 2,500 calories a day. Simple, easy. And that's more than most people eat every day, more than most people even need. And so since I'm not even dieting, if I were a 180 pound, 5'6" man, that would not even be a diet. In fact, it'd be too many calories. It seemed like it'd be a fairly achievable goal. Then I had to start figuring out what I was going to eat throughout the day to achieve these 2,500 calories. And my first thought was raw vegetables, raw fruits, things like that. And you find that that's actually surprisingly difficult to stick to and surprisingly difficult to measure out and difficult to prepare. So what I decided that I would do instead, I would take pre-packaged foods, little dollar frozen meals that are 6 ounces, 8 ounces of food that have the calories printed right on them. And even though I know they're full of sodium and preservatives and things like that, that I know that I want to try to avoid, I start with that. And then I try to supplement it with other smaller things, snack items, things that I know that I genuinely like that may or may not be empty in nutrients, but taste good. But I try to make sure that everything I got had some nutrients in it. My girlfriend bought me this cool Spider-Man box, Spider-Man lunchbox, to keep here at my desk, full of less than the number of calories I would need in a day. And I got little snack items, some of my favorites, fruit roll-ups, which has some vitamin C, vitamin A, fruit by the foot actually. I have some fruit gushers here. We've got some animal crackers, which are a low-calorie snack. Some potato skins at 160 calories. Here's one of the big ones, and I hear this all the time. Eat nuts, eat nuts, eat nuts, eat nuts. This is surprisingly nice. I got it over at Sam's Club. It's just some salted cashews, weighing in at 1 ounce of nuts for 160 calories. And this is the kind of stuff that I'll have in between meals during the day. Rather than going and getting a bowl of ice cream, which will have 600 calories in it, I'll have myself a bag of nuts or some animal crackers, which will have 100 to 160, sometimes as much as 200 calories in it. But what you have to realize is that you've got to eat 12 of those things during the day to add up to 2,500 calories. So then it came to meal planning. I realized that I'm really big into meats. I'm really big into some vegetables, specifically spinach, things along that lines. I knew what to avoid here, so what I've been doing is I've been eating a fair amount of pork to get my protein. Pork is a particularly lean meat. If you look at pork roasts and you don't fry it and you bake it, you're looking at 120 calories per 4 ounces, 160 calories per 4 ounces. It's a phenomenally good meat to eat. It satisfies me in a very similar way that a lot of red meats do, and I guess technically it is a red meat even though it's white when you cook it. Low fat percentage, a little higher in sodium than I'd necessarily like it to be, but I've been eating these roasts a bit at a time, every couple of days. I even did have some red meat. I have 5 ounces steaks, or 5 ounce steaks, very small steaks, along with a nice big salad using very, very small spritzes of salad dressing. And overall, the big key here that's really helped was using a website by the name of MyFitnessPal. I go there, and it's got a web app for my Droid phone. I'm sure it's got one for iPhones as well, so that if I'm on the go, I can add my calories right there on my phone, or I can do it there on the website. They get almost every food in the world listed on their website, and they have the actual calories there. You tell them the portion that you ate, and they add it all up for you. Then one of the bonus tools is that they will allow you to track your exercise. And while I think their exercise numbers are fairly liberal, some people say that they're pretty much dead on. So overall, you can use that site to keep track of every calorie you've burned and every calorie you've eaten. And now for 7 straight days, I've come in under my 2,500 calorie goal. And I'm pretty happy about it. I'm not getting food cravings that hard yet, specifically because I'm still eating some of my favorites in very small portions, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce at a time. And I've filled my house with those kinds of things so that if I do crave them, the nuts, the crackers, those things, I can go have a portion controlled amount. And I think at my size, this is a good plan. But if you are a fitness trainer, or if you are somebody who's my size and you've had experience and you've had success, I'd like to hear what you've been doing. Like I said, 18 pounds later, though, I kind of have a feeling that's doing it for me. So fingers crossed. I hope nobody has anything terrible to do. Next video, I'm going to talk about the exercise in the beginning, which is a particularly interesting topic when you weigh 550 pounds and you can barely stand up for very long. So I think you guys will be interested in hearing about that, and I'll try to post that video in the next day or two. 7 days later, doing awesome. Thanks.